So Sully, their kitchen table research or whatever, kitchen table research. She wanted to ask me that since my son was convicted of murder and he got a life sentence for killing a child, the question was, why do I get to speak up on the Darlie Routier case? Why do I get to say anything since my son did this? Well, what she doesn't realize is that I had been covering the case for years before my son did this. And she tried to throw shade at my character, and as if I can't speak on the guilt of Darlie Routier because my son committed this crime. They try to kill the messenger type of thing. Character assassination, which is something that they were totally against when Greg Davis brought up character issues with Darlie Routier. But, yeah, what my son did has nothing to do with me. She got that wrong. She went through one article on and said, oh, his son hid in the closet. Oh, there was a CPS worker that was charged and convicted for mishandling the case, which absolutely neither one of those are true. And everybody that watched her say that was laughing because they know the truth about my son's case, that I never, for a while there, he was making me wonder if he was innocent because that's what he was telling us. And we were in support of his innocence up until the time they found him guilty. Because everyone's innocent until proven guilty. But before he was found guilty, I had posted that he was guilty. I already had it in my head. I got into plenty of arguments with my family about it. But I've been in true crime enough to know that he was guilty. But that doesn't, how does what he did and how he killed someone else, what does that got to do with any of the facts in the Darlie Routier case? None. She was like, well, why does he get to speak up? Look what he did. Let's take the finger off of Darlie and look what he did. And I didn't even do anything. So we could talk about that. We have that on both sides. Actually, worse on the other side because we have Lisa Fanska in 1996, around the same time, who is a Darlie supporter, a very active Darlie supporter, and you can find her on Darlie Key's friends list. She was convicted of a homicide too. They were homeless. They had a drinking problem. They were living under a bridge in Deckers Creek in Morgantown, West Virginia. He went to go get more beer. She passed out asleep under the bridge and let the baby roll into the water. She served a little more than a year for that. But this is one of Darlie Key's friends. And we can also look on Darlie Key's Facebook and find Dennis Stahl, who was never convicted for what he did to Darlie. That was one of those things the family just tried to push it up under the rug, and they still do it today. That he molested an 8-year-old little girl. Not only is he still on her friends list, Darlie did not believe Darlie Jr. when she said he did this. And there's pictures of him hanging out with grandkids and everything else. But so we have that. We also have Bob Key, who is convicted for grand theft in 1991. And has had a bunch of money. So the things that these people are convicted of on our side or their side, they have nothing to do with the facts in Darlie Routier's case. None. But I wanted to speak on this a little bit more because the non-supporters know that in the 7 or 8 years, 7 years since this has happened to me, that Darlie supporters have used the death of this child to get at me in revenge. So in a sense, they're just taking a shovel and digging up Brayden Ferguson. Right? And when Sully was talking about it, she goes, oh, look at this wonderful guy here. Why does he get to speak up? I don't even think she mentioned Brayden's name. But I'll pop this article up real quick. I'm not going to pay for it. You can pause it and see it real quick before this pops up. I'm not going to pay for it. Sully put up a very unflattering photo of Luke when they took him in. They finally arrested him after some interrogation. She put an unflattering picture of him. You know, hey, look at this guy. He must be wonderful. She's going on what the court said. She didn't even look at the case. I mean, it's obvious he's guilty, but she didn't even look at the case. So since the court said he was guilty, he's guilty according to her. All right? Well, the court said Darlie's guilty too. So she didn't even look at it. Yeah, and he is guilty. Very guilty. He deserved what he got. It doesn't take his mother to say that. I've said it perfectly. But what they do is Darlie supporters always come after me from day one. This murder case was national news from day one. Supporters put up a secret group about how they're going to get me. I even had another supporter that doesn't like me show me that group. What was being said in it. Oh, we got him now. Yeah, how's he going to weasel his way out of this? What they forgot about is Brayden Ferguson. This is Brayden Ferguson right here. While they're sharpening up their golden shovels to dig this boy up. I don't think when Tara was making comments about my son did this and I lied and she put a video up, did the same thing Sully did, Mystery Maverick that goes on, did the same thing Sully did because she tried to say that as Officer Waddell was napping in his police cruiser, you know, all I said was he wasn't napping in his police cruiser. You need to stop doing that, blah, blah, blah. Well, all of a sudden, I tried to hide my son and all this. Tara did the same thing. That's what they do. When they get to a point, and Tara didn't even mention his name. Mystery Maverick that gets up there with Rich. But this is Brayden Ferguson. And I'm pretty sure that his little 2-year-old life, you know, wasn't lived so that people like Tara and Sully and some of the other supporters could dig him up and say, well, look what your son did. Is that all his life was worth to you? My son killed him, and I've got more compassion for him than any of you do. So think about this, Darlie supporters, when you're getting up on panels and trying to prove how innocent Darlie is by using this child right here to get at people who know she's guilty. And then they start speaking on my case. And they don't realize I was a witness for the state. They don't realize I'm the one that turned Luke in. They don't realize that I'm the one that sticks up for Brayden and the family. But we have all accepted now that he's guilty. But at first, no. His mother could have seen him doing it and swore up and down he didn't do it. That's what you, Sully, when you do shit like that, and Tara when you do shit like that. All right, you see this little smile right here? It wasn't taken away, and it didn't go in the ground for you to use him as an argument point. So you can take all of your education, that you both claim to have all this education, and your bachelor's in this and all that. Take all your education, throw it out the window. Because there's no degree in common sense. There's no degree in morality. There's no degree in empathy. You don't get any degree in forgetting the fact that this is a murder victim and not a tool for you to use against people. So I thought I'd bring out the big guns for you idiots who want to continue to use Brayden Ferguson's death as a tool to get at me, because nobody has harassed me worse than the Darlie supporters, even the family of this child that we live less than a mile away from, than Darlie supporters have. So have a listen. Well, I have a copy of a voicemail that Luke and Brayden sent to Kelsey because she was at work at McDonald's and he was home watching. Brayden. That's why Brayden's telling her, bring me some McNuggets. But this, it goes against what she says in her police interrogation. She said that she only left Brayden with Luke if he was asleep or if Chance was home. And that's an out and out lie. That's a flat lie, because in all reality, Kelsey worked a lot. Luke didn't work. I mean, and he always had Brayden. I mean, just about every time that I went over there to visit, Kelsey would be at work, because she's a hard worker. She's a working person. She likes to work. And Brayden would be with Luke. But here's his voice. Here's Brayden's voice.
I love you, Mommy. Hi, Mommy. Where's the McDonald's?
Alright, bye. See you later.
Later. Ever. My dad. They're bad. What's the nuggets?
That's Luke in the background calling Kelsey at work, just letting her know that everything's okay at home and that her baby wanted some nuggets. That's Luke talking to him in the background. But there's Brayden's voice. That's what goes to show that Ryan Lucas always had Brayden when she worked. And like I said, her statement was that she never left Brayden alone with Luke unless he was asleep or Chance was home, which goes to just that statement by itself shows that maybe she was a little leery of Luke if she wouldn't leave him at home unless Brayden was asleep and Chance was home. Chance left for work at 5:30 in the morning, though, so it doesn't matter. But she's just not telling the truth. She just is not telling the truth about things, and that's what keeps me wondering about stuff.
I love you, Mommy.
Say louder. Say hurry, Mommy.
Hi, Mommy.
McDonald's.
Where's the McDonald's?
Say alright, bye. See you later.
Later.
Remember.
Ever.
Louder.
My dad. They're bad.
911. 911.
Hey guys.
911.
Where's your himself? Oh my god, my sister.
Hello? For a minute. It's 3812 South Shore.
Oh my god.
Apartment number. Ma'am, stop screaming. What is the apartment number you're in?
82.
82 or 18?
82.
Okay, what is going on there?
I don't know. My son was sleeping, and me and my boyfriend was in the living room watching TV, and I went in there to wake him up, and his lips are blue.
Okay, and you're at 3812 South Shore. What was your apartment number?
It's 3812 South Shore Drive, North Lake Hills.
Apartment.
Apartment A2. He's not breathing. Can you please hurry up and get here?
Okay, how old is your son? How old is your son, ma'am?
He's not in March. Oh my God.
How old is he? How old is he?
He's 2. He's going to be 3. Can you please get here?
Did you say 2? Okay, did you say he was 2?
I'm sorry.
How old did you say he was?
He is 2. He's 2 years old.
Okay, can you go in there with him so I can give you instructions for CPR?
I don't know how to do that.
That's why I'm going to give you instructions.
Okay, what?
Okay, are you right by him now?
Huh?
Are you right beside him right now?
Oh my God.
Ma'am?
My son's not breathing.
Ma'am? Hello? Hello?
Oh my.
Ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to give you instructions. Are you right beside him right now?
Oh my God. Oh my.
Hello? Hello? Ma'am? Hello? Ma'am? Hello?
Hello?
Are you with your son right now? Ma'am?
Oh my God, he's not breathing.
Okay, can I give you CPR instructions? Ma'am?
My son's not breathing.
Hello?
I already did.
Hello?
No.
Now, if you want to talk about the differences between the Darlie case and Brayden's case, like Sully suggested, let's listen to what a real mother sounds like who didn't hurt her kids, that's trying to get help for her kids. Let's listen to that. Let's listen to a real 911 call of a real mother who came into a scene where her son was dying. And then listen to Darlie Routier's. Let's compare that. Let's compare real stuff. You want to compare cases, Sully? You hear her? She can't even speak. She can't hardly breathe. She can't do nothing. She's in shock because she didn't hurt that baby. She's only concerned about her son. My son's not breathing. My son, my son, my son. Not about knives. Not about they didn't touch anything. Who would do this? None of that. It's all about her son. Her son, her son, her son.
Know that. I need you to get right beside him so I can get your instructions.
Oh my God.
You hear that? She's inconsolable. She can hardly breathe. So let's play this tape next to Darlie's tape. You can tell the difference between a mother who did do it and a mother who didn't. So let's compare.
Can I give you CPR instructions? Oh my God. Can you give the phone to someone else that can do CPR? Oh my God.
There were 4 different people that did CPR on Brayden, and none of them knew how to do it. There was a neighbor that came in that they never spoke to. That came in and tried CPR. Janie tried CPR. Kelsey did try it, but she couldn't do it. And there was another person that tried CPR. And as they were trying to CPR, they bruised his chest. And they used that against Luke.
ma'am. I can hear him gurgling.
This is Janie. Janie is, she was my daughter-in-law at the time.
But I do not feel a pulse.
Okay. Are they in an apartment number or is it just their name?
Ma'am, it's B1.
Okay, 3812 South Shore Apartment B1.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, is there someone there that...
Kelsey at this time is just sitting beside Janie, just crying. She couldn't. There's nothing she could do. She was.
I can give instructions to do CPR?
It's off of Troy Street.
I have the address.
CPR. He's doing CPR.
Are they trained in CPR?
No, ma'am. Nobody. I did CPR classes. I've been doing 15 pumps and then 10 breaths. 15 pumps and 10 breaths. Do I need to tilt his head?
Yes. Okay, lay him flat on his back.
He is flat on his back. Do I need to do him sideways or flat on his back?
He needs to be flat on his back. If there is anything in his mouth, you need to clear the mouth out.
Do I need to stick
See how mothers who didn't kill their children act when they're getting directions from a 911 operator? See how Janie is desperate to save this little boy?
my fingers, ma'am?
Okay, just open his mouth and see if you see anything inside of it.
I don't see anything inside.
Okay, now,
Just keep pumping, baby.
when you do your breaths, you're going to give 2 regular breaths into the lungs, about 1
Okay,
second
stop.
each.
2 regular breaths?
Yes, 2 regular breaths into the lungs, 1 second each.
Okay.
Okay?
And then how many pumps?
30. You're going to pump the chest hard and
30
fast.
times.
Yes, 2 inches deep and twice. Ma'am. Ma'am. Ma'am.
Oh, God.
That's Kelsey. You hear her? She can't even control herself.
Ma'am. Hello? 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 Hello?
So Sully and Tara and the rest of you other people who want to bring up my son's case with, and you're forgetting Brayden Ferguson. Because you don't mention Brayden Ferguson. You just mention, well, what's he got to do with it, Darlie? What's he talking about Darlie for? detective was investigated and disciplined. Not a CPS worker, and nobody was fired. But you just have to do your research. So you call yourself kitchen table research, but you got that wrong in my case. So could you get things wrong in the Darlie case? Probably. Well, here's his little face, Sully and Tara and anybody else who wants to dig up his grave. There's his face. Think about that next time you want to use him for revenge. There's where you were wrong in your video where you said a CPS worker was brought up on charges and convicted. It was a detective. And she wasn't brought up on charges and she wasn't convicted. She got disciplined. So if you miss things in that case, then you've probably missed things in the Darlie case. But here's Brayden. Take a look at him next time you want to use him to get at somebody. Should we send you a shovel?